afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Adam Devaldi, aka Mental Health Warrior. And today we are bringing back Guy Brilando. And we're talking about CBD oil. Now, people's going to think, cannabis, that's illegal, isn't it? And CBD's not. CBD's not. So, yeah, all I've got to say is welcome back.
Thank you, Adam. Glad to be here.
You're most welcome. You're most
Glad
welcome.
to be back.
Absolutely. And we've already got a comment. JP Zammit, I take CBD oil for my cancer. We are actually going to cover that topic of cancer because I'm a user myself. From experience, I remember because I had a really old sports injury and I couldn't pick nothing up when I was cleaning up, so my back kept locking. And ever since I took CBD, that's it. I've been flexible.
Yeah, it's amazing. We're going to talk a little bit about that and why that is too.
Exactly. Yeah. So for the viewers, what is CBD? And yeah, just what is it?
Well, CBD is cannabidiol, and it comes from two different sources. It basically comes from a cannabis plant. And there's two different types of cannabis plants. There's the hemp plant and there's the marijuana plant. Obviously, when you think of doing a doobie or, getting high or something, we're primarily talking with a marijuana plant. And the reason is there's all these different cannabinoids. There's well over 30 different cannabinoids. But the two that are most popular, people have probably heard most about, are THC, which actually gets you high when it's heated, and then CBD, which is very good for the health for the body. And in a marijuana plant, your levels of THC are much higher. So that's the reason why it's used for that purpose of getting high. Whereas in a hemp plant, the quantity of CBD is much higher than a THC is naturally.
Exactly. And the CBD I use, there's no nicotine in it whatsoever because you can have nicotine in yours or you can not have nicotine. I don't. And you can put it in your cups of tea. You can put it in your water. You can even put it in your dinner. You really can. You
can. So the biggest challenge with CBD is the absorption. And that's where the company that I represent, we're a standout from anything else that's available in the world. Nobody else can deliver CBD efficiently to the cells like we can, because this was created by 4 scientists with 9 PhDs, some really, really smart folks, but we'll get into all that a little bit later.
Absolutely. And obviously that JP, John Paul Zammit, he just popped up saying, he's now on Facebook. He says, I take CBD oil for my cancer. Is it good to use? Yes, it is, because I've come across many articles where patients have been in hospital with type 2 cancer, I think it was, or stage 2 of it, or stage 2 of cancer, which is serious, took CBD, and that's it. They're cured. The cancer's gone.
Well, the CBD is known, and the endocannabinoid system is what we really need to get to understand why people want to take CBD and how CBD is useful for the people. It's really this is all going to center around the endocannabinoid system. And one of the things that it's going to do is it's known that CBD does attack cancer cells, which is a very, very good thing. So absolutely, JP. Mike, the question becomes, how much CBD do you need to take? And then with a typical CBD oil, I don't have my little tincture bottle here, but it typically comes in a little 1-ounce bottle, and that is an oil. And the challenge is when you start taking larger and larger amounts of CBD in that form, you're also increasing the amount of oil that your body has to now digest and get rid of. So you're adding stress to the body. Also, the body has to break down that CBD in order for it to be absorbed by the body. So those are some of the concerns. I'll just jump ahead and say with our product, which is this, it's liquid. So what the scientists did is They're going to break down the CBD particles so your body doesn't have to. And then they're going to actually insert it in the water molecules. And this is an ultra pure water. It's a very special type of water as well. So it's already inside the water molecules. So when you take this, there's zero taste. That's the first thing most people notice. They go, oh my God, where's the taste? Well, there is no taste. And you swish it around for a minute, and in that minute's time, you're getting 99% absorption. Now, with a typical CBD oil, you're only at best getting 10 to 15% absorption, because by the time the body's able to break it down, you're already passing it out. So with this, we're bypassing the digestive system completely, and it's going directly to your cells. Nobody else on the planet is doing that with CBD, much less nutritionals. And this is far more than just CBD. This also has CBG, which is the mother of all cannabinoids in it. And it also has 90 vitamins, all 54 trace and macro minerals. It has nootropics, which is for mental clarity. It also has primary adaptogens, electrolytes. We also have some other key herbs in there, which really helps out with pain. So if you're suffering, like JP, if you're suffering any kinds of pain with your cancer, this really helps. My wife's sister was on this for over 4 months, and she's convinced it helped her. We've had a lot of other people with cancer that they swear they're alive today because of our product, and basically taking CBD. We can't make time, of course. So
absolutely, and I keep looking into it, but I've not actually tried it. Getting CBD for kids, especially kids that are on the spectrum of autism. Would you recommend that?
Well, again, I can't speak for other companies, and we don't market this for kids. In fact, I was just talking with the owner the other day. The company cannot come out and say that, hey, this is safe to use for your children. You got to refer to your doctor for that. But I can tell you this: my grandson was on different medications for his anger and anxiousness and just outbursts, if you will. And he was on different medications for that. And between these two products, the main product, Swish, you take first thing in the morning, and it's not very much. You just unscrew this cap, this little black cap, it's about a teaspoon, fill it up, swish it around, swallow it. Between that and the Serenity spray, which helps calms the nerves, he's able to get off his medications at 6 years old. And then we do have another boy, and we talked about this once before, and you just mentioned it again. Hello, Bet. We just mentioned, I'll just mention it again. We did have a member of ours with our company who has a 4-year-old boy at the time, and he began taking these two products as well, and he was able to get off of all his autistic medication. He's been like that for over 1.5 years.
Brilliant.
Yes, our products have shown that they, as young as 4 years old, can take this. It's not going to do any harm to the body as far as we know. But again, the company cannot come out with a policy saying, yes, you can give this to your kids. But the evidence has been showing that, yes, you can. So that I can say that as a distributor, but the company cannot come out there or market it in that way.
Brilliant. Well, there you go. You've just got the evidence there. And please share this in awareness, guys, and let's hear your experience when it comes to CBD or even CBG, because I've never heard of CBG myself. So
CBG comes from this when the hemp plant begins to grow. Obviously, you have the stem, and before it starts to bloom into all the other flowers and cannabinoids is when they have to harvest the CBG. So all the other cannabinoids come from the CBG that's in the stem of the baby hemp plant, and they have to harvest that early on. So when we started this 2 years ago, we were the very first company. Nobody else in the world was offering a 50-50 blend of CBD and CBG because it's just way too expensive. Now with all these hemp farms that are out there that are popping up, more and more people are marketing some sort of blend of CBD and CBG. They're introducing CBG into the marketplace, but we were the very first ones to do it. And the reason why we were able to do that back then in the beginning was because of our technology, because we don't need as much of the raw material to create an even greater result in the body, because of this nanosizing that we're doing with these particles. So CBG is really, really powerful. It's known to help out even more with anxiety, depression, all these kinds of issues that goes along with mental health that CBD is known to do. And then when you combine the CBD and CBG, it has a synergistic effect, and it all just goes to work better. And again, this is going to relate back to the endocannabinoid system. So as soon as you're ready, I'll start talking about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just fire it away, Guy. Fire it away.
All right. So our bodies naturally, we are born with all living creatures, mammals have an endocannabinoid system, and including us. So your body is already naturally producing what science calls CB1 and CB2. CB1 is primarily for the brain function, and CB2 is primarily for the nervous system. Well, what science has discovered now, and this was just recently discovered in 1992, but it hasn't been greatly studied because CBD has been illegal in most parts of the world, led first by the United States, which falsely associated with it as a drug. But it was used for medicinal purposes up until 1937 here in the States when they made it illegal. And there's lots of different reasons why that happened. But the good news is that now it's legal again. So now it's being studied again. And what they're learning is that this CBD, this endocannabinoid system in our bodies is the master regulator of the body. So you have all different kinds of systems. You have an immune system, you have a nervous system, you have a skeletal system, you have a digestive system, you have a nervous system. You just have all these different kinds of circulatory system, respiratory system. All these different systems are governed by one system, and that is called the endocannabinoid system. So CBD is simply supplementing that endocannabinoid system. So if the endocannabinoid system's a little bit out of balance, it's going to affect one of the other systems in your body. It may show up as depression, anxiety. It may show up as migraine headaches. It may show up as autoimmune disease. It may show up as different kinds of skin issues. There's sleep issues. You name it. And what doctors, especially Western medicine tends to treat are the symptoms. So they're giving you a drug to treat the symptom, but they're not going after the root cause, which in often cases, not all cases, but in many or most cases, it's really rooted, what science is telling us now, is rooted in the endocannabinoid system. So if you go to the root and bring this endocannabinoid system back into homeostasis, back into its natural state, then those symptoms naturally disappear or at least reduce. It's not as severe. And that's what we're finding out. Cancer is a result of the body being out of whack. It's being out of balance in some area of your body that allows those cancer cells to grow. So it stands to reason if you, and then this is just me talking, okay, this is not proof.
You talk from experience.
Yeah, this is just from what I've been studying on my own and learning and using this product and working with people, that you're giving your body the best chance it can be in order to fight off anything negative naturally. I think that's probably a pretty safe way to say it. I can also say this. I used to get sick twice a year with bronchitis for over 30 years. Now, if you know anything about bronchitis or pneumonia, you know that is it takes you out for a month. And then I would have a residual cough that would last for 2 months after. So I was sick almost like half the year. And then I would get common colds throughout the year as well. And I was a pilot with Southwest Airlines, and I'm traveling and going into different hotel rooms around people all the time in these cockpits that weren't sanitized in any way. And so my immune system wasn't able to fight off the different areas of viruses and bacteria and stuff. And since I've been on this product now for over 2 years, I have not been sick once, not even with a head cold. So I can tell you from personal experience that my immune system now has been boosted. And the only thing that I did different was cut out my other supplements that I was taking, like my vitamin C's and vitamins this and vitamins that, and shakes and protein powders and all that. I'm not doing any of that anymore. I do take a vitamin D supplement for the immune system, but this is primarily it. Everything you need, the body primarily needs in order to boost that immune system or any other part of that system that you have in your body is this. So that's the endocannabinoid system. It's very powerful.
Absolutely. Now, over here in the UK, we've got something called the NHS, National Health Service, and we're like full of like doctors, nurses, you name it. But they're reluctant to actually using CBD or CBG. We don't know why.
It's a lack of knowledge. People just don't know about it. Again, it has a stigma attached to it with drugs. And that is a fault of our government here in the United States. They're the ones that did that. And they're slowly reversing. And now CBD is legal in all 50 states.
Yes.
Our company just launched in 12 different European countries, including Croatia, obviously the UK, in Italy, in the Netherlands, in Switzerland, in Spain, in Portugal, and a bunch of others that I can't think of off the top of my head. But so we're wide open now in the Europe. So now Europe can get this as well, totally legal because it's just CBD. But to go back to your point, the challenge is it's an educational issue. We have to educate the public and then eventually the doctors, because this is not taught in school. So how are the doctors going to know about it unless they're doing self-education on it? They're not. And there's more and more people coming out. There's TED Talks on it now. There, you can YouTube about the endocannabinoid system. You're going to find some great videos on it. I've got one that I really like. It's done by a doctor. I think it's about 18 minutes long, but he describes it in a way that everybody can understand it. But there's some other really great talks that I have saved as well on the endocannabinoid system. But that's what it is. It's a lack of education. These professionals, and here's my thing. And okay, I'm a little bold at times, and I ask the question: is it malpractice from these physicians, these doctors, who are the only ones legally allowed to treat illnesses and diseases? If they're the only ones that are legal to treat illnesses and diseases, and yet they know nothing about the endocannabinoid system, is it malpractice? Because they're giving you a drug that gives a side effect, so they give you another drug which gives you another side effect. Especially over here in the United States, we're the biggest drug users in the entire world, and I mean we advertise it all over the TV and everything else. It's horrible, and I believe we're doing more damage to the human body through giving these drugs, trying to treat these symptoms, and then another symptom and another system, and all that does is throw the ECS, the endocannabinoid system, which is the root of all this, even more out of whack. So it's just perpetual damage to the body. Whereas if these people were educated and understood what the endocannabinoid system is, and these doctors really understood it at a scientific level, then I think the drug usage would go way, way down.
See, obviously, before we came on, I was just doing a little bit of research, which I really should have printed off, but I didn't. And it is known that CBD reduces seizures by 36.5%.
Yes. And the only pharmaceutical drug approved right now that has CBD in it is an anti-seizure drug.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, we give this to our dogs and cats. Again, it's not marketed for that, but we know it's safe for them because we've had a lot of people do it. And for sure, I know of cats that were having seizures, and you just give them a little bit of this and the seizures immediately stop. I don't have any personal testimonies of my customers or my members in our company that have had a family member of themselves with seizures. Oh, actually, I kind of do. I'm doing an interview tomorrow with Pam, and she's had seizures since she was a child. Wow. And she's not having them anymore. She absolutely loves. She switched from the CBD product she was using over to ours, and she absolutely loves it because of the lack of taste and all the other vitamins and nutrients. But yeah, CBD is huge for seizures. Huge. That's well documented.
Yeah, it's same for arthritis as well.
Yes. Anything that has to do with breaking up chronic inflammation. Now, chronic inflammation, I like to call it the silent killer. Chronic inflammation, what the doctors and scientists will tell you, chronic inflammation is what leads to all sorts of illnesses and diseases. It's what leads to strokes and heart attacks. It's also what leads to Alzheimer's and dementia. So if you can break up chronic inflammation at a very early stage and keep your blood flowing all the time, your chances then again of getting those illnesses and diseases from chronic inflammation, it stands to reason that that's going to be reduced, right?
Yeah.
So, and we can prove that within 5 minutes throughout the entire body, we're breaking up inflammation. And so that's going to help any of the joints and stuff. And again, I got to be very careful with my language because I am not allowed to make a medical claim. And I'm just going to throw in a disclaimer real quick that we are not, Sealy by Design does not claim to treat, cure, mitigate, diagnose any sort of illness or disease. I'm just referencing what science, public information is, and the results, the benefits that people, our customers have experienced with it.
Absolutely. And you made the point about giving that Sealy, is it? Sealy? Sealy, that's it. Giving it to,
it's a Balinese word. It means beauty, good fortune, prosperity, and great health. That's what the name stands for.
There you go. And you give it to animals, which is great because not many people actually realize that animals have mental health challenges as well.
Absolutely. And they have an endocannabinoid system.
They do.
So, yeah. And we reduce the amount that we give depending on the weight of the animal. But absolutely, we have found that, and you want to be careful because this does have herbs and, how's your dog or your cat going to respond? So what I recommend when people ask me about it is to start out with just like a drop or two and just kind of titrate it up and get a larger dose over a period of time so the animal has full ability to adjust to it. But it's very powerful. People will spend more money on their pets than they will themselves.
Oh, they do.
Marketplace.
Yeah. No. I'm surprised. I've still got her with the amount of animals that we've got in this house. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I blame the wife.
But going back to the mental health, because I know that is a big concern of yours, Adam. I've had two ladies. That always pop up into my mind. One of them her name is Ann, and she lived in the same city that we did back in Phoenix, Arizona when we lived there. And she was always depressed, and she was in bed for almost a year and just so depressed, couldn't get out. She was thinking about ending her life. She got on our product, and in less than a week, she was out of bed. She started exercising. She started going for morning walks. And the only thing she did different was this, and she's convinced it was this product that changed her life and got her life back. I have another lady, Kathy, who was in California at the time, and she was in the same way. Now, she wasn't as severe as Ann's. She was only in bed for about 3-4 months, but this was at the beginning of COVID. And she just got really depressed and she couldn't get out of bed and this and that. We got her some of this. And within a week, again, she got up, she started exercising, she started walking and just turned her life around. There's another gentleman, Ted Metz. He's one of the very first guys that I called when I could start talking to people about this, because I've been in this before we were even marketing it. I'm real good friends with the owners. My wife and I are good friends with the owners for about 19 years. And I called him because he's a chemist and he's got 3 different degrees in chemistry. He also is in the hemp business already. So I knew he knew a lot more than I did about this stuff at the time. And I gave him a call and he jumped right on board because he understood the technology, why our product is so different. He's like, nobody else is doing that. And in 8 days of his son being on it, he broke out of his severe depression that he had been in for years. And they had tried all different kinds of medications, all different kinds of ways to help try to break him from that depression. Nothing did. And in Ted's expert opinion, it was the CBG in our product that made that transformational switch for his son.
Absolutely.
For mental health, this is huge.
It is, absolutely. So where can we find that and how much is it?
Yeah, so this retails US dollars, $72.50. And if you do that on a regular basis, you get a free spray. So if you're ordering this monthly, you get a free spray. And we've got 5 different sprays, and it's just a little spray. Put it underneath your tongue, 9 sprays, and you go about your day. It's so easy to do, right? So we have one called Serenity, and that's to help calm the nerves. This is our most popular. This is our relief spray. This is for pain. So like JP, who has got maybe pain associated with his cancer, or if you have any sorts of joint pains, back pains, headaches, migraines, this is phenomenal. I will tell you this, at the end of ski season, I'm a big time skier. We live up here in the mountains of Colorado, and we're out skiing every day. And towards the end of the ski season, I had an unfortunate incident. I broke my tibia plateau, basically my knee, and it was very, very painful. And the surgeon was telling me, Guy, you're absolutely going to need opioids or, narcotics. And so he gave me oxycodone. And I was like, I am not that kind of guy. And so I filled it just in case I needed it, but I never used it once. I was able to manage that severe pain with these two products. Never once used an opioid. And then we also have this spray that's for energy. It's called Boost. We have this one, it's just called Trim. This is the world's first ever CBD/CBG weight loss spray. We had over 70 testers last summer before we marketed it. Everybody lost weight in their first week. The average weight loss over the first month was 8 pounds. This is really, really cool. And then this is my personal favorite. This is sleep. And over 60% of Americans have some issue with sleeping at night. And so it's a really big issue. And I can tell you, I was one of those 60%ers. But since I've been on this product, this sleep, along with the Swish, I have not had any sleep issues whatsoever. I get 6 to 8 hours every single night, and it's a very deep restorative sleep. So where you get this, again, we're completely opened in Europe. So if you're watching this from the UK, or like I mentioned, some of the other countries, you can simply go to my website. It's www.ciliGuy, so CILIGUY.com, and you go to shop. And from that website, you go to shop and you pick out what you want. And when you pick out your bottle of Swish and you do it on a monthly basis, they're going to send you this for free. Now, these sprays normally market for $25 retail. So if you do this for a year, that's $300 in free product that the company is sending you. So I think this works out. Elke and I were doing this because she's been selling this like crazy over in Germany already. That is another country I don't think I mentioned, but Germany. And it's like about 60, 65 euros plus tax and shipping. So to answer that question.
Absolutely. Yeah. A comment from, is he from the UK? Yes, he delivers to the UK.
Yes, absolutely. The product is all over there in Europe. And it ships, you order it, you'll have it in your door 2 to 3 days, business days later. Very,
there you
very
go. Does that answer your question, is it? I've got 2 devices here, so I like that. Hey, professionalism, eh?
There you go.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've got a big stand in front of me, so happy days. But yeah, absolutely brilliant answers. Please share this as well in awareness for someone that may resonate with this.
I'm sorry. Say it again, Adam.
No, I'm just asking people to share this so they can resonate with all this.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if it's not for you, who do you know that has different challenges, health challenges? Because even hair growth. I mean, that's another one, and that we believe is because of because of the minerals and stuff. I used to be completely bald back here, and as you can see, I've got a full head of hair. The hair regrowth or lack of, or people that have, thank you, Marie, how you doing? People that have hair shedding issues, that lose their hair falling out, we've got all kinds of before and after pictures of how this is helping people reduce their shedding, but then it's also helping their hair grow back. And we believe the main reason for that is the minerals in our product giving the body what it needs. And then also reducing the stress, which is another cause of hair loss. And then also we're going in and we're adjusting the body at the hormone level. So it's working on all 3 of those things. So it stands to reason why this is actually helping. So what I wanted to show real quick, I want to show people how this is just liquid water. So this is what the product is. This is a real bottle of stuff. And I'm going to pour it in here just to give you an idea. That's about a teaspoon. That's about a full dose. That's actually probably a little more, but it's basically a cap full. And as you can see, it's pretty clear. All right. It's mostly clear. In fact, if you drop this into another glass of water, if you do this, this is something you can do. Compare it with, and we have a video on this, compare dropping this into a glass of water and drop a typical 2 or 3 drops of CBD oil into a glass of water. And you'll see the CBD oil is going to rise to the top. It doesn't mix With this, you could pour the whole bottle into a glass of water. You're not going to see anything. It's just going to see clear water because it mixes completely, because everything is encapsulated inside these water molecules. There's nothing to mix, if you will, in that.
Yeah, because I've noticed that when I was having a glass of juice, I put a little bit of like drops of CBD on it, and I actually seen it changing in front of me, like changing a different color.
Yes, and you won't see that with ours at all. No. And I can post that video on here. We also have, if anybody would like to, I don't want to put it in the comments because we're not allowed to publicly post it, but I'll mention it here. We have a website that shows before and after and results that people have seen, and it's called SealyWorks.com. So that is it's pretty powerful testimonial page, if you will.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay.
We also have, if anybody would like to be invited to it, we have a private Facebook page. So if any of your listeners happen to be on Facebook and they'd like to be invited into that, just have them send me a message. Again, my Facebook is as my name is up here on the video of Guy Brilando. Just send me a message through Messenger. And if you would like to be invited, or if you would like that other website I just mentioned, or if you have any questions about any of this, feel free to reach out to me. But I'll be more than happy to invite you into this private Facebook page where you can watch every day real live testimonies that are coming in from people that are on our product. We have thousands and thousands of people now using this. So every day we have new testimonies that surface, and then we post them in that Facebook, on that private Facebook page. So if you'd like to see the real time results, let me know and I'll be happy to invite you there too.
Brilliant. Yeah. My cat just is giving me the evil look.
Give him some swish.
No, she's outside and like, I'm busy, she can wait. It's sunny day, so she'll be fine.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Creeping me out. Anyway, but yeah, it's some great info there is, and yeah, I hope everyone resonates with this. I really do. Yeah, is there anything last things you want to say?
Only this, that if somebody is a business entrepreneur or is looking for extra income, there is a business side of this, of course. This is what I do full time. I was able to retire 7 years early as a captain with Southwest Airlines, as a pilot with Southwest, because of what we're doing here. We are changing lives. So if you're into helping people and you would also like to make money in the process, like I said, we are just now pre-launching Europe. I am looking for representatives that would like to partake in this and make a lot of money in a very short period of time there in Europe. So if that's you, or if you know somebody like that, I really encourage you to reach out to me. I'll explain how all this works, but you can absolutely get started right now and start sharing this with other people that you know and start making money with this. And there is a lot of money that's going to be made. I mean, if you want to make an extra, $2,000 to $5,000 on a monthly basis, we have people doing that within their first or couple months getting started with this. And then if you're looking for even bigger money, 10, 20, even $50,000 on a monthly basis over the next year or two, we can help you do that as well. There is this way that we pay out, and with this product that's unique to the world that nobody else has. Nobody else in the world can deliver CBD to the body the way that we are doing it, along with all the vitamins and nutrients. You don't need pills, shakes, powders, Vitamix machines, or anything like that, right? You just take that capful every single morning. So you can imagine if you can put on your business hat and start thinking about where this is headed from a business standpoint. In the States, CBD industry is about $1 billion. It is forecasted to go over 20 billion in the next several years. I have an article of what CBD is, what's going on with CBD in the UK, and it is mind-boggling where they're forecasting the growth of CBD in the UK. So if you know of anybody, if it's yourself or somebody that you know that would like to make a lot of money while working from home part-time, not changing what you're doing, continue working as you are, and you would like to make money on the side that could eventually replace your full-time income and beyond, definitely let me know. I'm looking for pioneers and entrepreneurs in these European countries for sure, to include the UK.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And on that note, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Adam, for having me on. I love it.
Brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, and everyone, I know I've got a podcast at some point this week. I can't remember when it is. Can't remember. But yeah, give us a subscribe on YouTube and give our Facebook page, The Mental Health Warriors, a follow. And let's get this video shared in awareness.
Awesome.
And on that note, I'm going to end this now. Have a great day all. And I'll see you again.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye for now.